How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Set 6, and today we've got a new article from Famitsu talking about the world of Final Fantasy XVI. If you remember right, we did a video a few weeks ago where we looked at the realms of Valisthea. It was kind of like the map that had text on it, someone had translated / upscaled that, and we got a lot of information out of that. This is very similar to that, it covers a lot of the same information, but then there's some additional stuff that we didn't previously have. So I figured we'd just have a quick chat about it. It's a week until Final Fantasy XVI actually drops. 1 week, 7 days. So, you know, let's mark that occasion with a Final Fantasy XVI video. Why not? Don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe for future content. We've had a crazy week on the channel. We've done over 11,000 views with over 1,500 hours watched. So yeah, thank you again to everybody who's been checking things out. Let's keep it rolling. But let's crack on. So, the start of this is kind of like general world stuff, kind of just describing the state of Valisthea, talking about how the Blight is taking over in general, talking about how people depend on the Mother Crystals for everything, the cities pop up around the crystals, and it's very similar to how cities pop up around resources in the real world, you know, like next to rivers and things like that, and obviously it talks about the Blight, and how the Blight is spreading, and how the Blight is kind of choking civilization the further it spreads. We then go into a bit of detail about the Storm Continent, the 3 nations that you have on the Storm Continent, which is Rosaria, Dalmekia and Sambrik, and then you've also got the Iron Kingdom, which exists just off the coast, and then it talks about the Ash Continent and the fact that you've only got 1 nation there, and you've got quite a heavy amount of Blight erosion. So I'm going to guess because there's fewer Mother Crystals on that continent, the Blight has spread faster. But then the question is, why is there only 1 Mother Crystal on the continent of Ash? And were there previously more Mother Crystals? We have seen shots in previous trailers of crystals that seem to have been taken by the Blight. Is that the case of what's gone on over on the Ash continent? 7 more days till we find out. Oh. We then talk about Cid's hideout a little bit. We find out that it's in the centre of the Storm continent within the Blight. And that Cid protects those who are persecuted in general, so I'm going to guess that's like poorer people, maybe bearers, people like that. But it's good to know that Cid's hideout's got a very central location. We may have already had this information before, I'm not too sure, but to my mind this is new. Let me know if I'm wrong on that. I don't remember knowing this previously. We knew that it was on that continent, but I don't think we knew it was kind of like smack bang in the middle pretty much, and in the middle of the Blight. Although we could assume that it's within the Blight from what we've seen of it, but you know, I don't think it was confirmed. Let me know if I'm wrong. We then get details on each of the nations a little bit more, so like Rosaria, we get all of the usual details that we've already had, stuff about the Phoenix Gate and how they go there for some sort of enlightenment before a military operation takes place. So before they go to war, they'll go there to kind of, I assume, figure out if it's the right thing to do or get maybe guidance on how to go about it, that sort of thing. One thing that we do specifically get confirmation of, which again I don't think we've had confirmation of this, is that the northern region, which is where Jill's from, was unified with Rosaria by Elwyn. Which again, I don't know if that's information that we've specifically had. I know the assumption was always there because Jill's a ward, and you know, that kind of thing only tends to happen in those situations, but we've had straight up confirmation now that it was Elwyn who went about unifying the northern region with Rosaria. We get a little bit more on Sambrik and how they worship the one god named Gwelagor, which is a name that we've not heard before. Again, I don't think so. So it's good to finally get a name of the god that they worship. It would be, I assume, a different god to what Rosaria worships, and we know that it's different to what the Iron Kingdom worship. We'll get to that in a second. So yeah, I wonder if each nation's kind of got its own god that it worships, and if that's going to be in some way connected with the crystals. I'm pretty sure it will be. And another thing that we find out about Sambrik is that they're seeking new lands due to the Blight. They're looking for more fertile lands because I'm going to guess things are getting pretty messy around where they are, so they've been pushed into a desperate position. They have to look to invade, and it probably explains what we see going on in the demo for Final Fantasy XVI, revolving around the Night of Flames. It also explains why Rosaria were on the move in the first place, because the Blight was getting a bit too close and they needed to take control of their Mother Crystal. So this is nothing new. Nothing new. We then talk about the Iron Kingdom, who are occupying Drake's Breath, Now, this suggests to me that it was previously Rosaria's Mother Crystal solely, and the Iron Kingdom have taken it. I always thought it was the other way around. I always thought this crystal was the Iron Kingdom's, and that Rosaria were kind of leeching off it in some way. But no, seemingly it's the other way around. It was Rosaria's crystal. The Iron Kingdom have occupied it. Or maybe it's just a terminology thing. I have used Google Translate for this, so this may mean nothing, and it may be the way round that we think it is. So yeah, not too sure if that is actually the case, but one thing that we do get is that we learn about the Crystal Orthodox Church, which is the state religion of the Iron Kingdom, and they believe in the crystals themselves, and they believe that the way people use them for magic is essentially evil, probably like considering it blasphemous. So with them directly worshipping the crystals, having a different language to everybody else from, like I say, the previous video where we looked at the world, the Iron Kingdom are quickly shaping up to be the most interesting nation out of all of these. The Iron Kingdom or Waloed, they are the two big points of interest for me at the minute. Let me know if you've got any other suggestions, like Sambrik's obviously going to be interesting, the Crystalline Dominion's obviously going to be interesting as well, they're going to have a lot of importance, I believe. But the Iron Kingdom and Waloed have just got so many secrets. I need these answers. I need the answers. But yeah, the final bit of information that we get about the Iron Kingdom is that dominants born in their country are executed. I thought it was that they would execute any dominant, but obviously they capture Shiva and use Shiva in the battle against Titan. So obviously not. Obviously they're willing to use dominants, but they kill their own. And I wonder why that is. Wonder why that is. Again, 7 days. Hey, we'll find out. Finally, we come around to Dalmekia. All stuff that we pretty much know. We find out that they export a lot of crystal from mining their mother crystal in the area around it, and that's what's been helping to fund the development of the Republic. So that's good to get some info there. We also learn about the Dalmekia waterfall, which is something we also spoke about in that previous video, but we get a little bit more information now. So we find out that the Dalmekia waterfall is a hollow that cuts through the earth and sea, and it's said to be where the tragedy of Dalmekia happened. Or Zemeckis. I'm not sure which it's going to be. I've seen it two ways now, once with a DZ and once with just a Z. So we'll find out. We'll find out, I'm sure. But yeah, it seems like there was some big cataclysmic event that happened in this area, which is kind of what we were already speculating about when we found out about this kind of, it's like a circular depression. It almost looks like an impact. It's like a meteor impact or something like that. So yeah, I can't wait to find out a bit more about that and get the details. Again, secrets that I need answers to, man. Secrets that I need answers to. Now, the second to last nation that we come to is the Crystalline Dominion. They used to be militant, apparently, but now they're neutral. So they used to fight against all of the other nations around them and compete for resources and things like that, like we see all of the nations currently doing. But they apparently signed a non-aggression pact and became neutral. Now, that's a little bit weird. Unless, I mean, it could be that they were taking a beating. They were getting absolutely smashed by everybody. So they were like, whoa, hold up, let's chill. But I don't think any of the other nations would buy that. If they were actually getting slapped around by somebody, somebody would have taken them over. So there's got to be some reason, some kind of event that happened that led to them changing from a militaristic standpoint and going to a more pacifist standpoint. At least that's what I'd assume, and that's another secret added to the list. That's another one. And then finally we come to Waloed. Nothing majorly new about them. Seems like they are the military superpower of Valistea. Slight spoilers for the demo coming, so, you know, skip ahead 10-15 seconds if you don't want them from now. But, I mean, you can tell from the demo that that's the case, where Dalmekia are asking them for help. We see it in that scene with Benedicta and Barnabas, so yeah, that seems to be the case. That seems to be an accurate depiction, because why would they be asking what they're asking if they weren't, you know, if Waloed weren't a superpower? So, yeah, it kind of made sense. Definitely made sense. And Waloed's another one of those majorly interesting areas, like I was saying, alongside the Iron Kingdom. Like, the Blight seems to have taken a massive effect on the continent of Ash itself. So I'm very much into finding out what the situation is there, as I was stating earlier. Like, were there other mother crystals that were already there? Just so many questions. But that's the end of this Famitsu article. Breakdown of the world of Valistea. Like I say, it's not a massive amount of new information, but there is some new stuff in there, and it's definitely a little something to keep us tidied over until Final Fantasy 16 finally comes out in 7 days. My god, I cannot wait to play this game. So many questions, so many secrets. I've done loads of little predictions and theory videos about the game. I'm probably wrong on everything, but I'm at the point now where I just need to know the truth. I need the answers, I need to experience it, I need to see what's going on. But that's going to be the end of this video, so let me know in the comments below, did you find any of this interesting? What was the most interesting piece of information that we got from this article from Famitsu? Does it inform any theories for you? Does it kind of make you think anything different? Drop it all in the comments below, leave a like on the video and subscribe for future content, help the channel grow. We're pretty much at 1,400 subs now, which is crazy. This 400 has gone so fast compared to the first 1,000, it's insane. But yeah, don't forget, on top of all of that, and all of the Final Fantasy 16 hype, to have a great day.